everybody, it's time for Reading with Ray. I'm making her sit with me today. She wants to go down, so we'll let her go down. I'm not sure where she's going to go. Griffin is here as well. Hi, Griff. And I am Renee. I am the Children's Librarian at Salem Public Library in Salem, Ohio. Welcome to Reading with Ray. This is our virtual book club for kids in kindergarten to 3rd grade. And we've read lots of things. We started with Inspector Flytrap. We did a Mercy Watson. And now we are reading Ivy and Bean. We're going to start with book 2 of Ivy and Bean tomorrow. So make sure you get on Hoopla and get your copy of it so that you can read along with us. It's great to help build your reading skills or keep your reading skills up. Since our school is, I know everybody's still working very hard off all their school projects. But you know, reading is good. Reading is what keeps our brains strong. So definitely try and do some of that. In addition to everything else you're doing to keep your brain strong and our bodies safe and healthy. It's kind of a stressful, trying time right now. I know. We're all just doing the best we can. So just keep on doing your best. And soon we'll all be able to see each other again. And I do miss you guys so much. I miss seeing everybody at the library. So hopefully as soon as you guys can come back to the library, we can see everybody. In the meantime, you know, I love hearing from you guys. Send me give me a comment or send me a message, video, picture, anything. Just, you know, just trying to stay in contact with everybody. So I'm trying to think if there's something else I want to tell you guys. No new news about when the library will be reopening, but hopefully we'll have some information to you soon about at least being able to maybe get some books and stuff. We're still working on the details on all of that. And we will let you guys all know as soon as we possibly can about what's going to happen. You know, as with everything's just kind of up in the air right now, and we're just playing it by ear. In the meantime, we're all trying to stay home and stay safe. And so, yeah. There's lots of great stuff online. I know screen burnout's definitely becoming a thing for me as well. I feel like I've just looked at so many on-screen things. So I get it if you're cutting back on your screen stuff. But if you need something to do, so my book clubs are here. There's also lots of other libraries doing book clubs and gaming and all sorts of really fun stuff. If you are looking for something online. If not, there's tons of resources about getting outside and crafts you can do with home stuff, science experiments and all that great fun stuff. So, you know, if you need some suggestions, you need some ideas, please let me know and I'll be happy to help find you some stuff. That's what I do. Or if, you know, the books, if you're needing more to read than what I am offering you through book club, let me know. I'll be happy to help find some stuff on Libby or Hoopla for you. There's also, you know, Hoopla also offers lots of movies and TV shows and music. So I've talked a lot here. What are you guys up to? You know, develop any new hobbies or working on any of your hobbies? Are you making stuff? Are you practicing your karate or anything? Because I'm bored. I want to know what you guys are doing. So let me know. Because I love hearing from you guys. And I do miss you. So I have talked way too much here. Let's get started to find out how this book turns out with Ivy and Bean. We've just got a little bit left. And we finished yesterday with Ivy and Bean. They were going to cast a spell on Bean's sister Nancy to make her dance forever. And then they threw worms at her. One went right in her mouth. That was really gross. And when she chased them, they managed to hide in the playhouse. When Nancy got to the edge of the worm pit, she slipped and it looked like she was dancing because her arms were flailing and her legs were kicking out everywhere. So their spell worked. They made her dance. But then she fell into the mud pit. Nancy was pretty mad before. I imagine she's really, really angry now that she's in the mud pit. Because Nancy doesn't seem like the kind of person who enjoys falling into a mud pit. I think that's kind of fun myself, but not everybody likes to play in mud as much as I do. All right, so Nancy's in the mud pit. Ivy and Bean are hiding in the playhouse, and let's see what happens to them. We are, these chapters aren't numbered, so I'm not sure what chapter this is, but it is No Dessert is what this one is called. Here are Ivy and Bean. No dessert, said Bean. No videos for a week, but at least they didn't make me stay in my room. Ivy was sitting next to Bean on her front porch. It was almost dark. They watched the bugs flying around the streetlight. I don't think they're really mad, said Ivy. You don't? They had seemed pretty mad to Bean. Well, they have to act mad so they'll seem fair to your sister, Ivy said. But your mom had this little teeny smile on her face when she pulled Nancy out of the pit. She thought it was funny. Bean smiled too, remembering. It was funny. It was great. Nancy says she's never going to speak to either of us ever again, and she took back the coloring book she gave me. Well, she never spoke to me before today, so that won't be any different for me. It'll be better for me, but I bet she doesn't stick to it, Bean yawned. It'd have been a big day. She turned to Ivy. Do you think the spell is what made her dance? Of course! Ivy sounded very sure, but after a minute she said, I didn't have time to say the spell, really. I just sort of thought it at the last second. Bean stared into the shadowy yard. Maybe that's why she didn't dance for very long, because he only thought the spell instead of saying it. Next time, I'll say it. You're going to do it again? On who? Bean asked. I was thinking about that, Mrs. Trance, said Ivy. Bean pictured Mrs. Trance kicking up her feet on the edge of a muddy pit. It would be a beautiful sight. I don't know, guys. I mean, it might be kind of funny, but that Mrs. Trance, whoo, she was cranky. I don't think I'd mess with her. I think I would just leave her alone, stay out of her yard like she asked, not make her dance on a mud pit. Can you teach me to burp like that? Asked Bean. Sure, Ivy said. Maybe I'll try something new on Mrs. Trance, like a storm of grasshoppers. Is that a hard one? No, but we'd have to start with a lot of grasshoppers, said Ivy. It seems like all the spells have bugs in them, said Bean. Not all of them, said Ivy. Potions don't. Potions? That sounded fun. Let's make a potion, Bean said. Okay, Ivy said. Tomorrow we'll make potions. I know what, said Bean. Tomorrow, let's fix up a lab in your room. Then we can make potions. She pictured a lab with shelves full of little bottles, and she and Ivy would wear goggles. Ivy sat up straighter. Yeah, that'll be good. We'll dump the dressing room and get some shelves. Shelves with little bottles, and maybe a counter. That's what they're imagining. A counter with shelves and counters with little bottles. You can't actually read what's on any of those, though. I don't think they actually have labels. Bean's mother came out onto the front porch. There you are. It's almost bath time. Ivy, do you want me to walk you home? Okay, said Ivy. But Bean's mom sat down beside Bean and looked at the nighttime sky. You girls have certainly had a big day, haven't you? Bean leaned against her mother's arm. Tomorrow, we're going to make a lab in Ivy's room. You are you? Said Bean's mom. What for? Potions, said Ivy. What kind of potions? Asked Bean's mom. Secret potions, said Ivy. There was a silence. Then Bean's mom said, no matches, no poison, no explosions, no deadly fumes, no bugging Nancy. Is that clear? Ivy and Bean looked at each other and rolled their eyes. Weren't you the one always telling me to play with her? Said Bean. Wasn't this all your idea in the first place? Bean's mother smiled at them in the dark. The light on Ivy's porch came on, and Ivy's mom stepped out the door. She waved across the street. Time to come in, honey. Down the stairs and across the circle she came in the moonlight. Ivy stood up. So did Bean. See you tomorrow. See you tomorrow. And the day after that, Bean added in her mind. Ivy, holding her mother's hand in the middle of the street, turned around to look at Bean. And the day after that, she said. Well, that is the end. We get a little teaser here for book 2. So let me get a sip of water and then we'll do that. Reading this much makes me dry. All right, so this is Ivy and Bean, book 2. It's just like a little teaser here, just a couple pages. So let's read it and we can get ready for what's coming next for us. Sneak preview of the next Ivy and Bean adventure. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Thud! Bean crashed into the grass. Ouch, said Ivy, looking up from her sandwich. Doesn't that hurt? No, I'm just dizzy, said Bean. She sat up and the playground began to tilt. Oh, she lay down again. Now Emma stood up. She lifted her arms above her head, took a big breath, and began. She did 9 good cartwheels before she fell on her head. Ivy had eaten a hole in the center of her sandwich. She looked through it at Emma. Are you all right? Sort of, said Emma. Now it was Zuzu's turn. Zuzu was the best cartwheeler in the gymnastics club. She was also the best backbender. She could do 7 round-offs in a row. Nobody else could even do 1. Zuzu pulled down her ruffled pink shirt and raised her arms. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 cartwheels, and still Zuzu landed on her feet. Then she arched over backwards. She flung her arms over her head and made a perfect backbend. She looked like a turned-over pink teacup. And then she rose back up, boing, like a doll with elastic in its legs. Wow, said Ivy. Bean jumped up. 12 cartwheels or bust, she said. Wait, said Zuzu. What about Ivy? Aren't you going to do a cartwheel, Ivy? I'm guarding the jackets, said Ivy. But Ivy, this is the gymnastics club, said Zuzu. You can't just guard jackets. Why not? Ivy wondered. We'll teach you how if you don't know, said Emma. She knows, said Bean. She can do a cartwheel. I've seen her. Ivy looked at Bean in surprise. Why was she saying that? Ivy had never done a cartwheel in her life. Ivy put her sandwich down next to Emma's jacket. There's just one little problem, she began. Hey, Leo, yelled Bean. If I get clobbered, I'm going to tell the yard duty. Leo was the head of the soccer kids. It's not even near you, yelled Leo, and he was right. The ball was on the other side of the field, near McAdam, a weird kid who sat under the trees and ate dirt when he thought no one was looking. Ugh. I don't know if that's better or worse than the worms. I'm not sure. Okay, yelled Bean, feeling lame. She had only been trying to help Ivy. There's just one little problem, Ivy said again. We've got an emergency situation going on. Right over there, she pointed. Emma, Zuzu, and Bean followed Ivy's pointing finger across the playground. She was pointing directly to the girls' bathroom, the one right outside their classroom. And that's our sneak peek. So tomorrow we will start with Ivy and Bean, book 2. I don't remember the title of that, so I will find out for you to give you the right title to look it up. Hopefully, so everybody can get a copy of it on Hoopla. I actually downloaded the first 3 books were together in one book, so you can get it that way. So if you did that already for the first book, then you should already have book 2 in your digital collection on Hoopla. If you didn't, you'll want to get book 2 so we can get started tomorrow. So Daisy Ray's gone back to her nap. My dogs are lazy. They take a lot of naps. They have a rough life. And I'll say Griffin's still here napping too. And I will see you guys tomorrow at 4 o'clock for reading with Ray. And we're going to find out more about Ivy and Bean and see what kind of trouble they get up to this time. Bye guys, have a great day.